Sagittarius, welcome to Tourmaline Tarot. We're going to do your full moon read, see what's going on. I want those over there. I want you over there too, guys. Stay. So, Sagittarius, what are we looking at for full moon for you, huh? Okay, it was a chunk, but we're doing it. All right, so Queen of Swords, Seven of Wands reversed, Ace of Swords reversed. You're at a decision point, but what is it? You want the boundaries down, but where are we going with it? Okay. What's the clarity that we don't have? Eight of Swords. You feel kind of like, what's the next thing? What are we doing? Like, it's not clear. It's not like, let's go. And with the Knight of Pentacles and Ten of Wands, you can feel like stuff is going slow. And it's just like, you know, Knight of Pentacles I always think of as being very dutiful. So with the Ten of Wands, you could feel like you're carrying stuff. Like you're like, I am so trying to be open. And yet... Because this Queen of Swords, what is she doing? She is Emperor Strength. We're in control. We're driving. We've got this. Toot toot. It's like I almost want to sigh. It's like, okay, I'm, you know, all aboard. We're doing this. But what are we doing? What's the next thing? It's like there's no clear road. Temperance and the Page of Pentacles reversed. It's like, what is the next thing? What are we doing? So I feel like, if anything, frustration's coming out, because Eight of Swords for me is kind of like a frustration card. People say it's also fear. I don't really get the fear part, but with that Ace of Swords being reversed, it is kind of like I don't have the clarity. I don't have the clear direction. The Seven of Wands reversed, it's like I'm not going to be a jerk about it, and I'm just going to keep doing what I'm supposed to be doing. It feels like an awful lot. It feels very disproportionate. Feels real heavy, y'all. Ten of Wands. Five of Pentacles reversed. I feel like in some way, though, you're doing this because you... I hate being like, oh, it's because you're being a good person. But you're making sure, like, everything's taken care of. Stuff isn't being left out. People aren't being left out. Because Emperor Strength. Seven of Cups. Four of Cups reversed. You're really kind of keeping all the options open. You don't really want to be disappointed. I also think you don't want to disappoint people. So you're like, I handled it. I got it. It's cool. I got it. It's fine. Just double check yourself if it is. All right. So Sagittarius, what are we going into here? Ace of Cups. I love it. So yes. The Ace of Swords. Swords, clarity, thought, knowledge, etc. Aces are emotions. You could have had something you had to wrap your feels around before you were able to actually get going. So, what are we doing? The Ten of Pentacles with the Seven of Cups. Oh, look, I can do everything. Because it's contributing to my overall stability, etc. Or you are faced with decisions on how that looks. Or, and I don't say this saying that stuff is bad, but if you have any illusions about how well things are working, or like, no, we're a fine, you know, tuned engine or whatever, look for the areas that it might not be as fab as you think it is. You know, what are the areas for improvement? It doesn't have to be like, oh, we're failing, it's terrible, but, you know. And with the Ace of Cups, I feel like you're kind of more open to that. Yeah, you're like so open, okay? Because you get to what you want finally, okay? Because you have the 10, but then you're also faced with the Ace of Pentacles down here. So I almost feel like you're working backwards in some way. Where like you reverse engineered this whole thing, but at the same time it turns out the way you want it. So I'm not saying you're sweating it in any way. And it's funny because then the Ace and the 9 equal a 10. So it's like you've got kind of the best of both worlds going on, but there needs to be an element of clarity and moving forward with this. Like I said, you might need to know how you feel about something. So what is this Ace about? Two of Pentacles reversed, King of Swords reversed, and the Five of Wands reversed. Defenses are going down, taking on everything, doing everything. We're lowering the defenses in that way. We're saying, okay, you know, I do want one more on that. Devil's on the bottom. So you could have been a Nine of Swords and the Eight of Pentacles, or the Eight of Wands reversed. So if something was bugging you and you weren't saying it, take your shot, because now's your window, Sag. The Star, hi. I think you can kind of see the bigger picture. So you have the Star and the Nine of Cups in the same setup. So you have the major and the minor of getting what you want. So what is this 7 and 10 about? Because I went off on a couple of things. The Tower. Whatever changes have to happen, it's a happening. But it's for the better. That's too many, but who is this Tower? What is this Tower? Oh, now the Ace of Swords comes out. Upright. It's like that final piece comes in and is like, achievement unlocked. Sagittarius. Queen of Cups. What is she doing though? Like I said, you figure out your feels. You master something. And you get to kind of do something about it. And I feel like you might be a little loud about it at first. I'm not saying you're being haughty or a jerk or anything, but there is like an aha moment to the getting what you want. Or, you know, the Star can also be there's a level of healing involved, that if there is any kind of past stuff where you are trying to reconcile emotions that you feel like you're kind of stuck to, but you don't really know where you need to go with it, you're getting out of that. Whatever mountain, obstacles, etc., we're figuring out the right way to do it, because there's the Tower. The Tower is like a Hierophant card, you know, like very, you know, commitments, contracts, etc., the right way to do stuff. There's a change. Whatever block that you felt that you weren't getting ahead, it's dying off here. Because the Coffin, there's a before and an after. It's like the Death card. And what about it? The communication comes, this came out first though. There is still a level of defensiveness to it, but at the same time there is desire to work on it a little bit. You know, I mean, not a little bit, but like it's not going to be like super fun. Like you're not going to be like, hey, let's do this all the time. But at the same time, there's progress. Okay. Yeah, there's progress. So you are talking, you're kind of, you know, doing the right thing. This is also kind of like Hierophant-y energy with a train. You want it to stay on track. You want to keep it going. The birds is social media. That's kind of talking as well. Sometimes it means gossip. I don't really get that with this. It's more if someone has been blocked, there could be a move to kind of like, let's get grounded. Let's figure this out. I want to see what the block is. Will you give me anything on that? Or are you going to be... These cards are like, I saw what I said. So yeah, there was something that was keeping you from kind of what you wanted. Something that kind of like some kind of barrier, which I think could potentially have been emotional, because there was just something you had to kind of get over the hurdle. Because I want to see what this is about. Yeah, there's some kind of knowledge that kind of brings you long-term growth, or this is something that you're learning that contributes to that long-term growth. So, you know, there is some work involved. There's a little bit of elbow grease, but when you get over that hump, the Tower, I feel like, is more personal. There's more like emotional resolution, and then there's that clarity with that Ace of Swords. It's like, that's what I was waiting on. Thank you. And then you move into your Nine of Cups, Ace of Pentacles. So that's good. Now, these are the Love Oracle cards. They're sassy. I haven't really incorporated them into readings, so if it doesn't resonate, just take it as a fun bonus, okay? So what is it about for this? Lightning, sudden change, shocking news, surprise, epiphany, upheaval, transformation. I'm sorry. I don't mean to laugh. But I don't think the shocking news, I don't think the upheaval part, but we've just been talking about transformation and epiphany and figuring stuff out. So yeah, I mean, I guess it wraps it up nicely. So Sagittarius, that's what I have for you, and I'll talk to you later.